go on. This is Sid. Sid wants to provide evidence for the supernatural. Finally, it's Friday the 13th. Let's do it. Hi, Sid.
Hi, how are y'all doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. Kind of getting tired because it's late, but I wanted to call in and no, that's fine. But yeah, I was calling in to see if I can give some evidence for the supernatural or not.
Hit us with it. I want it. I want to believe in the supernatural today. It's Friday the 13th. I want it.
Right, it's the perfect time.
Yep.
What's y'all's thoughts on the fulfilled prophecies in the Bible?
A strange way to open.
Yeah, that's how the supernatural they are.
I don't know. It depends. It seems like they're oddly, more or less broad and could be fulfilled by any number of things or interpretations,
or written after the things happened, or and just but looks like they didn't happen.
Well, the biggest one would be like the fulfillment of Israel becoming a country again.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems like
what does it say? What's the line?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but something like, I'll regather you from the four corners of the earth and make you a nation again.
And this is how you're going to prove the supernatural to us?
I mean, what's the chance that Ezekiel predicted that would happen by chance?
Well, what's the chance that today I prophesied that sometime over this weekend I'm going to have spaghetti for dinner?
Sounds great.
I might read that somewhere and go, that sounds like a good idea. I'm going to do that. Is that a prophecy being fulfilled?
I mean, I wouldn't equate that with a nation reforming after thousands of years.
Well, mine was very specific. I feel like the verses aren't that specific, right?
Well, it says, I'll regather you into your own lands, which would be the Holy Land, Israel.
Yeah, I see where you're getting that from, but also it could mean something else.
Do you remember we were talking about earlier in the show? I'm sure you were on hold the whole time. We were talking about the Little Woods Law. You remember that?
Yeah, something like you can expect a 1 in a million chance once a month or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if that applies here. I think it's relevant to just recognize that wild things happen all the freaking time. Like I told a story about when I was rollerblading. I think about these pill bugs. I was rollerblading a few weeks ago, and I got to the top of a hill, and I'm breathing hard because I'm old and it's tough. And something flew in my mouth. I'm like, ugh! It didn't come out. So again, like, that's not good. Whatever the fuck that was, right? And I spit out what is a wasp, a yellow jacket, right? Not good. And then I feel something strange, a feeling I never felt before on my uvula, which I didn't know was a body part. So I went home and I took some Benadryl or whatever it was. And my wife's like, you don't look good. We got to get you to the friggin' hospital, right? My tongue's swelling up, my whole mouth. So we go to the hospital and they check you in. They say, what seems to be the problem, sir? And give us your identity and give us your money and credit card and like all that stuff. I'm like, wasp in the uvula. They're like, okay. So then I go to the next part and they're like, okay. And then what seems to be the problem? Like, it's the guy checking me in, doing the blood pressure. I'm like, yeah, it's sting in the uvula. He's like, sting in the uvula? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, come with me. And just like skips all that shit. We go into the back. 5 doctors swarm. I got this. Everything's like boom, boom, boom. They're like, open your mouth. Boom, boom. Everybody's looking at me right now. They've never seen this before. A wasp sting in the uvula, which that little thing in back there. What are the odds? Well, 1921 was the last time I could find some case where this happened to some 8-year-old girl in the countryside, right? What are the odds that it happened? It happened here right now. If someone predicted it, it wouldn't make it any less that just freaking happened. You're going to get stung in the uvula one day. Israel's going to become a nation. It's self-fulfilling prophecy, perhaps there, right? Hey, we're supposed to do this. Let's all do this. Could that be the case?
Well, yeah, I've definitely heard the self-fulfilling prophecy aspect of it. But even still, just the idea of what are the chances Israel or the Jewish people would be in a situation to even rebuild their nation again? I mean, to be able to survive through all the pogroms and, you know, Spanish Inquisition, all this stuff. You know, it's to me, it's miraculous they're even here. You
well,
know, God watching over them.
Just to go back to the initial phrasing at the start of the call, I'm going to say no, that prophecy in the Bible doesn't convince me. So do you have something that will convince me of something supernatural?
What,
or is that
you just chalk it up to chance then, or?
Say again.
I'm saying when you take all of them together, like Daniel predicting that Jerusalem will be destroyed shortly after Yeshua came, Isaiah prophesying that Cyrus would let the Jews go back to Israel after the Babylonian exile. Like when you
prophesizing that he's going to have spaghetti this weekend.
Yeah. What do you do about the ones that don't come true?
Right.
Is it just not yet?
Well, yeah, there's still some unfulfilled ones that are, you know, like one that's coming up is the third temple. Like,
yeah.
I feel like in this situation, you probably want to go, like, you've got to check. In this situation, you're probably going to go, I've got a checklist of which prophecies in the Bible have been fulfilled and which ones haven't. And once we've got 100%, that's then open, shut, case, done. Look at this. The Bible, every single prophecy has been fulfilled. That is absolute proof that the supernatural's real. But until then, we've just got some things that have happened, and we can't really go, oh, yeah, that was because of a god, or that was because of a ghost, or that was because of a fairy, or any other supernatural being. You know, I feel like until we've finished, we've done all the checks, done. Prophecy's done. You know?
No, I see where you're coming from, but in the meantime, you just chalk it up to happenstance for now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or like bending stories to go, oh, 2 towers have been fallen because of something. That was mentioned in a time and a place somewhere, so it must be a prophecy being fulfilled. You know,
Found it.
Found it. That's what this is talking about. Yeah. Until the wording is specific, and on a Thursday, Tom will be stung in that little dingly thing. I wanted to use the lyrics from Cardi B there. The dingly ding in the back of the throat. Get stung on that by a yellow jacket. You know, that specific is what I'm looking for. I can't believe I'm a 40-year-old.
It seems like a really unreasonably. It seems like a super high bar to be set. Because
I think it should be.
In particular, that's pretty specific.
Look, if you consider, I mean, we listened to all the calls are saying the same thing today, which is like, well, you got to evaluate it case by case. Mm-hmm. And you go, yeah. Once you do that, they all fall apart, right? Is there some plausible other explanation in every case? Yeah, there could be. There is, because the supernatural can't be the thing right there unless we have proof of that. So it's like all these things, we got to investigate one by one. But what happens is you're saying the same exact thing that all of our other callers said. But there's so many of these people that had these experience. But there's so many of these prophecies that seem like they're true. I'm not going to worry about the people who, you know, the different flavors that we talked about. Over here, it's Islam. Over here, it's Christianity. Over here, it's Buddhism. We're not going to talk about that. We don't need to address that. We don't need to address all the things that don't happen, because I just go, they will one day. And so to me, it's just like a lazy way of reasoning through things.
Right.
Not to call you lazy, but I guess I did. I should have said no offense. No offense. It's a lazy way of reasoning through things.
No, that's fine. I'm not sure the Quran makes any prophecies, but
well, I'm sure many Muslims would argue about that.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. I guess I'd say
there's been a lot of prophecies.
What would have to be what would have to be the percentage of it by chance? Like, say it was 0.001% chance all of these things became fulfilled.
You look at it.
Would you still?
It would have to be something that could only, for me, it would have to be something that only something supernatural would be the answer for it. If Tom right now was to sprout wings, and it was prophesied somewhere that Tom, on the 13th of October 2023, will sprout wings and then fly away from this broadcast, I'd go supernatural. Absolutely. If that came true, it would have to be that specific for me to go, okay, I think we're onto something here. But the fact is, these prophecies aren't specific. That they can be molded to fit a situation, and you can go, oh, clearly it's talking about this because it says a land. Well, yeah, there are plenty of lands across the globe. It doesn't say that, specifically which land. It says a land or a holy land. That Israel is not the only holy land. It could have been any holy land. It's not specific.
Well, it says your holy land, which the Jews that would have been Israel. But so you're saying the prophecy would have to be not only supernatural that it's fulfilled, but it would have to be about something supernatural happening for you to.
It's not exciting for me to read. One day a rock will face the sun, and when you see that, God is real. Rocks face, it's not crazy enough. It's not like rocks look at the sun or face the sun all the time.
If you consider the alternative of we'll get you one of these prophecies from the Quran that has been as true as the ones that you shared with us. Yeah, they'll have a place. It's going to be a town. It's got a nice bar and all that stuff. Right. Can we assume that that's now true and you'll just switch from Christianity to Islam?
No, because the Quran, you can marry children and beat your wife and a whole bunch of really evil stuff. So I would never follow the Quran.
But their prophecies were true. The prophecy was true.
Prophecy, and it seems like you're going by prophecies being the thing that is like the hook here. This is I believe in this because of the prophecies.
No, that's a good point, but I don't deny that through the power of Satan, people can prophesy certain things. I mean, it even talks about, Pharaoh's magicians, like counterfeiting Moses' miracles. So I don't deny that. It's just the Bible is the only one where it's 100%.
Well, but it doesn't work 100% because not all of them, as you said, have been fulfilled yet. So that's still not 100%.
Well,
right?
no,
100% of the ones that have been fulfilled have been fulfilled. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, none of them have failed. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Well, I feel like that for me, I don't know about you, Tom, it's not evidence of the supernatural.
Yeah.
We can keep going around in circles talking about
one last thing.
How they happen. Sure, go for it. We've got time. I've got no bed to get to.
Have y'all heard of have y'all ever heard of the slothful fallacy before?
The what?
The slothful fallacy?
No,
slothful?
Share it with us.
Yeah.
It's also called the appeal to coincidence. It's basically that when you appeal to coincidence despite sufficient evidence proving otherwise.
This doesn't seem like it's a real fallacy.
No, that seems like that's made up.
This seems like is this one from church?
I'll Google it. It'll pop right up and say it's an appeal to coincidence.
Okay.
Appeal to coincidence, attributing causal connections between unrelated events purely based on their occurrence at the same time. This seems to say that fallacy of coincidence is that it's not really a coincidence. It's just shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
You should read this.
No, like, an example would be an example would be like Gary and Tom are best friends. And they always love to have matching outfits. Gary and Tom came to my party last night, and they were wearing matching outfits. That was just a coincidence. That would be like the thoughtful fallacy. You have sufficient.
But you'd have to look at the situation. If they're friends, they may well have talked and organized. Like, do you know what would be a funny joke? Is if we turned up at this party wearing the same outfit. Yeah. Again, you have to go case by case and go, is this? I don't feel like that's going to help your argument in any way. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think this says what you think it says,
saying,
but I do like it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, I'm saying that saying the Bible prophecy is just coincidence is a false fallacy.
Well, we're saying that on a bunch of things.
Right.
We're saying that, yeah, there's coincidences because it's overly broad. And then there's a
Mhm.
bunch of things that didn't happen that were specific. And then there's a bunch of other things that we're saying, oh, they're not fulfilled yet or whatever. And they either could or not, but it's not going to be because it's actually supernatural. It's going to be because shit happens in time and blah, blah, blah. Unless you're waiting on one. Is there one we're waiting on? Everybody was waiting on 2012. You remember that?
Right.
Well, be on the lookout. Another one's going to be the third temple being rebuilt, which, you know.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Well,
okay.
we'll keep an eye out for
It could
some
be
buildings
happening.
being built.
Call back.
Yeah,
when it
happens.
happens.
That'll be great. Thanks, Sid. We're going to let you go because this has been a long night for everyone. But we appreciate you calling in. So thanks, Sid.